how's this match gonna shake out? It's gonna be exciting to see.
Round one. Fight.
Here we go. What are these fighters going to do? Both fighters are pretty much unscathed. How are they going to deal damage? What's the play here? Player 1 pushes the opponent into the corner. Buys some time by driving them into the corner. And now they can create some big chances to do damage here. Goes for the throw. Clear that neither of them wants to be in the corner. Avoids getting cornered. Had the radar up and running. That's some big juicy damage on that counter hit. With the throw. Plenty of space between the fighters. What will be their approach? Takes the trip. Heading into the end game now. It's getting tense. Slides and goes for the leg. KO. Player 1 on the board first with the win. They'll want to keep the pressure on. Changing up the beat with the hidden variable. Gets the jump in. Very slick with the combo. Player 2 will look to apply pressure here. They gotta be careful not to overextend or their opponent might go for a side switch. Dashes! You've gotta be mindful of reach and jump-ins at this range. Doing some quick planning? Super clutch corner stick. Gets out of the corner. Both fighters have a full super meter on deck. The winner will be the one who manages it best. Oh, could be the start of something. Burnout activates. Lets off a Yoga Fire. Looking for a hold. So, what's next? Gonna mix them up with the arch? All in with a rush. Player 1 reads the jump in perfectly. Takes their legs out. Time to go for broke. They go out of sight. What a finish! Player 1 is a force to be reckoned with. Right back into the rematch. We ain't even close to done yet. The first round begins. No time to save that stuff for nationals. It's time to go all in. The low doesn't connect. Perfect parry to stop them. Time to go on the offensive. Player 2 has the life lead. They've got a small life lead, but it's not over. Player 1 in that dangerous burnout state. Somehow pushes back all the way to center stage. Gets out of the corner and creates some distance. Both of them have entered burnout state, which will drastically change their approach to the fight. One fighter's drive gauge is just about empty. Can they recover or are they in trouble? They can open up this round big by converting this punish counter. Heading into the end game now, it's getting tense. They can't keep track of these corner switches. Still in a bind, but escapes the throw. Player 1 chases them down. Experiencing KO! Player 2 takes the round like a thief in the night. What else can they get away with? Jumps up. Good job blocking the jump-in. They're showing us just how patient they can be. Blocking a jump-in attack means you're at a disadvantage, so they should be looking to anti-air instead. Checks with a medium kick. All right, what's coming up next? Player 1 needs to use the threat of the corner here. Keeping them in the corner will only produce more damage opportunity. Super art on deck for both fighters. How they approach the situation will be interesting. Both fighters planning something? Drive gauge is looking bad. What'll they do now? Attack, defend, anything can happen in this situation. Dashes forward. Barely blocks the jump in. There's a burnout. Perfect catch. Blocks the low kick. Not experiencing burnout. Gotta be careful not to whiff at this range. We're at a standstill, but we may see an eruption soon. What'll happen here? Manages to block the jump in attack. Notice what a finish! Last round, people. Both fighters gotta go all in from this point. Who's going to go out of sight? Burnout activates. Player hits them with a stop and pop. Turning it right up with a super. Player 2 with a slight lead. Will they capitalize? Ooh, what a smart throw. Oh, here we go. Ground hits him from above. Gotta do better than that. Player 1 is in burnout state, a very precarious situation. This is where we can expect some major pressure. Drops him from the air, connects with the throw. Player 1 has the super gauge advantage. Perfect execution with the anti-air. Punish counter set to the table. Player 1 has a full drive gauge, but is on the brink of death. This is gonna hurt. Are you kidding me? Player 2 really had to fight for that one. No shortage of drama. It's not over yet. Best believe it's time for that run back. Player 1 chases them down. Huge opportunity here with no way to backdash out of danger. Player 1 blazing through that drive gauge to try and set the pace. If the drive gauge is completely empty, the player will enter burnout and won't be able to use drive for a period of time, so it's vital to not let that happen. Uses the drive rush here to steal their turn. This is the range where things get messy. Can they utilize their reach or bait each other out? Oh, easy tech. Player 1 is going to have a hard time managing their drive now. Neither fighter can rely on their drive anymore. Both fighters are trying to decide their next move. Player 1 chases him down. Life lead opens up. They're jostling for the KO. Player 1 on the board first with the win. They'll want to keep the pressure on. Ooh, it looks like they're waiting to see what the opponent wants to do first. Player 2 really suffered there in the corner for a while. How can they avoid being put there this round? Projectile to try and change the situation. Fireballs are risky, but if the opponent doesn't jump, they're one of the best ground game tools. Hits them with a vagabond edge. They both have full drive gauges to work with. It'll be interesting to see how both players utilize their drive gauge to dictate the terms of the match. Looking for a chance. Goes for the jump in. Both fighters have a full super meter on deck. The winner will be the one who manages it best. It's a good spot to use the super. Start the tune to Kimberly's Reign to Beast. Bushin Ninja Star Cypher. And this is only the beginning. Player 2 needs to use finishes with the throw. Player 1 brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak.
Comes a new challenger.
This isn't about just winning the match. Pride and bragging rights are at stake here. Both fighters will need to bring their A game to the table.
Round 1. Fight.
Let's see what they try to do here in the first round. Starts with a jump in. Ooh, will they hit, whip, or even charge in? Tricky territory here. Uses the target combo to take a chunk of damage off the opponent. Player 1 chases them down. Keeping them in the corner will only produce more damage opportunities. Player 1 is going to have a hard time managing their drive now. How much damage can they deal before the opponent's drive gauge replenishes? The jump-in is denied. Knockdown. The drive impact doesn't get this is a huge chance to make it huge. Nice. Sees the combo through and takes the round. Player 2 picks up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling. Sandblast. Who's going to start things off? Player 2 chases them down. Throws them. What's next? Closes the gap for the grab. The low doesn't connect. Perfect input, not letting up. Player 2 can build off this lead. Both fighters planning something? 1 will crown them from above. Going in. Player 2 in Dyer's impact squash. Anti-air in the clutch. Pumps the brakes on the impact. Yo, critical art now. A clean KO. Nice meter alert. Flatline zone. Gotta hand it to both of our fighters. They put on a real clinic for us. It's not over yet. Best believe it's time for that comeback. Jump. Porter makes it hard to escape. What'll be the setup here? Throws him to negate the block. Was well in range to score the throw. No good up high. What are these fighters thinking now? Trips him up. Player 1 will be in a world of hurt if their drive gauge runs out. What's the play here? They're not gonna allow any jump-ins. Wow, shut down. Player 1 needs to use what little drive they have left effectively. Let's see how they apply their corner pressure in this situation. Taking stock. What's their game plan here at this critical stage? Heading into the end game now, it's getting tense. They've been pushed into the wall and the stun's there. What'll happen here? Closing moments of the match. One hit's gonna do it. Sneaks in the throw. Player 2 on the board first with the win. They'll want to keep the pressure on. Ooh, it looks like they're waiting to see what the opponent wants to do first. Jumps up. Throws him. What's next? Closes the gap for the grab. Max SA gauges. Unbelievably in sync with a chance to score big here. Meter management is going to be a huge factor. Looking for a chance. Picks up the counter. This is going to be huge. They exchange blows. Hits him with a vagabond edge. Fights out of the corner. Anti-air in the clutch. Are we going to see a comeback here? Protect your neck. Throws him. Breaks the block with a throw. Jump. Meets them air-to-air. Flatlines them. We're going into the final round tied up. Which fighter has it in them to grind out the win? Oh, tricky hidden variable. Who's going to go out of sight? Oh, they're in the corner now. Overhead. A jump. Reads the jumper perfectly. Oh, here he nails the Bushinryu. Ooh, you never know what's in. Oh, in with a rock. Knocked him out of the air. What now? This can lead to some big damage. What? What a sick punish counter! Gotta hand it to both of our fighters. They put on a real clinic for us.
Challenger.
Our fighters are pumping themselves up and are raring to go. Who's going to come out on top in this fight? Here we go. What are these fighters going to do? uses the target combo to take a chunk of damage off the opponent. Player 1 pushes the opponent into the corner. Buys some time by driving them into the corner. And now they can create some big chances to do damage here. Player 1 has them legit shook in the corner. Good job blocking the jump in. They're showing us just how patient they can be. Blocking a jump in attack means you're at a disadvantage, so they should be looking to anti-air instead. Stands firm and blocks the drive impact. You can block impacts, but you're gonna lose some drive gauge when you do. Got their eye on the air. Solid anti-air will shut down the opponent's air game and make it much harder to jump in. This is the range where things get messy. Can they utilize their reach or bait each other out? Knockdown. Heading into the end game now, it's getting tense. KO. Player 2 picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage. Overhead neck hunter. Jumps in. The quarter makes it hard to escape. What'll be the setup here? They gotta be careful not to overextend or their opponent might go for a side step. Had the radar up and running. Super on deck for both fighters. Expect and fold! Nasty blow to the back of the head. Knockdown and big forward throw. Laying the pressure on Thick. A weak KO! Player 2 brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak. Right back into the rematch. We ain't even close to done yet. Overhead neck hunter. Player 1 pushes the opponent into the corner. No good up high. They get the distance they want. Let's see their approach. The fighters take a step back to reassess. Time for a new game plan. Player 1 has them legit shook in the corner. Throws them down. Knockdown. Had the radar up and running. That's some big juicy damage on that counter hit. Takes a trip. Player 2 creates a good corner opportunity. Checks with a medium kick. Very solid corner kick. A quick breather. Closes with the throw. Hitting him with a smart stuff. Player 1 picks up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling. They've piled up the knowledge. Now, how are they going to use it? Both fighters want to establish themselves early on. The fighters continue to check each other in the early going. Keeping track of the opponent's movements, waiting for a good opening. Player 2 needs to use the threat of the corner here. Huge opportunity here with no way to backdash out of him. Goes with the safe stuff with that target combo. Full SA meters on deck for both sides. This could be over soon. This is where smart meter management is going to come into play. Our fighters will need to tread carefully. Player 1 will the low kick hits. Are they going to be able to come back and snatch victory from the jaws of defeat? Big opportunity now in this corner. Breaks through with the throw. Player 1 brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak. It's not over yet. Best believe it's time for that run back. Hidden variable? Throws them to negate the block. Steps in for the throw. Ooh, will they hit, whiff, or even charge in? Tricky territory here. Blocks the jump in. Forward throw to continue the pressure. Player 2 pushes the opponent into the corner. Buys some time by driving them into the corner. And now they can create some big chances to do damage here. Takes the chance to hurt him. In a dire situation, they can't afford any mistakes. Knockdown. Player 1 is almost dead, but some clutch drive moves and a few prayers could turn this around in their favor. Takes the opponent out of the air. This is a chance to dictate. Finishes it with the anti-air. Player 2 picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage. Tries to catch him out with the arc stamp. Solid throw tag. Player 2 did a great job of reading their opponent up close that last round. Can they keep the momentum? Risky up-close scrap still going. Super on deck for both fighters. Expect to see some fireworks. Meter management is going to be a huge factor right now. Gets the combo. Rushes that off and keeps going. Player 1 will look to apply pressure here. The low heavy's blocked. What'll happen here? Looking for a chance. Ooh, you never know what can happen here. Going in? They gotta be careful with their remaining drive. Barely blocks the jump in. Crowns him from above. What's next? Ooh, what a smart throw. Player 1 can't let this simmer. They gotta start cooking. The drive gauge is screaming for more attention. Here I come. Flatline zone. We're going into the final round tied up. Which fighter has it in them to grind out the win? This is it. Who's gonna take it all? Sprints in. Breaks the block with a throw. That throw will do some good damage. Their spacing is so on point right now. But who's gonna blink first? Ooh, you never know what can happen here. Amazing! Carries them all the way to 6. Super armor use. Ooh, what a smart throw! What's next? Arc stick! This is gonna hurt! Excellent! Oh my god! Lock super! Super out of nowhere! The big brains on this competitor is unreal!
Now you know history.
Player 2 made some smart moves there! Great game!
Challenger.
This isn't about just winning the match. Pride and bragging rights are at stake here. Both fighters will need to bring their A game to the table. The fight's now underway. This is Vicious with the play-by-play. Uses this opportunity to really lay into the opponent with a damaging combo. Decent damage. What's next? Uncomfortable space here. Can they clip each other on the edge? Projectile to try and change the situation. Fireballs are risky, but if the opponent doesn't jump, they're one of the best ground game tools. The fighters are matching each other move for move going into the midway point of the match. Player 1 can't let their drive gauge run out. They need to find a way to reset the situation. They can't keep track of these corner switches. The quarter makes it hard to escape. What'll be the setup here? Check with a medium kick. So they break forward to pressure the opponent. Next hit will end the round. Player 1 needs to hold out until their drive gauge pump tap to close it. Player 2 picks up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling. Gets them with the anti-air. Player 1 was kept on their toes all round and didn't utilize their drive gauge efficiently. You may see them pay a bit more attention to that as we head into the next round. Tries them open with a Shoryuken. Player 2 chases them down. Keeping them in the corner will only produce more damage opportunities. Shows a medium kick. You've got to be mindful of reach and jump. Hit them with a stop and pop. Full SA meters on deck for both sides. This could be over soon. This is where smart meter management is going to come into play. Our fighters will need to tread carefully. Player 1 can't use any drive moves without burning out. Experiencing burnout. Player 1 will look to apply solid anti-air. Life lead is there. What a finish! Player 2 brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak. Right back into the rematch. We ain't even close to done yet. Holds out with the block. Good job blocking the jump in. They're showing us just how patient they can be. The throw hits. Now the fun begins. Was well in range to score the throw. Uncomfortable space here. Can they clip each other on the edge? What are they thinking here? Gets a chance with that jump in. You can open up chances to do big damage by baiting something out, getting that opening, and then jumping in. Player 1 is just about out of drive after that. Changes the pace with an air-to-air. Smart play there to go for the air-to-air. Even if it can't lead to a combo, it's low risk but effective. Both sides backing off to form their game plan. So they break forward to pressure the opponent. Spends the gauge on the drive rush. Sticks the jump in. Takes the chance to hurt him. Checks him with a projectile. One shot while both fighters move. There's an overdrive shorty. Both fighters are super low on both drive gauge and life range. A gutsy fireball gives them the round. Player 2 picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage. Dashes. Are we going to see some fireworks here? Player 1 chases them down. Huge opportunity here with no way to backdash out of danger. Player 1 holding on to that corner advantage. Both fighters have a full super meter on deck. The winner will be the one who manages it best. This is where smart meter management is going to come into play. Our fighters will need to tread carefully. Uses the gauge for the super. They're not playing around here.
What's wrong? Get up!
And they create an opportunity for the betting it all on the drive rush. Gotta do better than that. Player 2, the drive impact doesn't work. What'll be the plan here? Show some disrespect with that invincible special. Player 2 brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak.
Challenger.
They're all fired up. We're almost underway.
Round one. Fight.
The fight's now underway. This is Vicious with the play-by-play. Starts with a jump in. You can open up chances to do big damage by baiting something out, getting that opening, and then jumping in. Corner switch means they can now go on the offensive. Player one pushes the opponent into the corner. Solid combo. Not shy with the grab. Nice solid counter. Knockdown. Was looking for that jump attack. So they break forward to pressure the opponent. Where's their opening? KO. Player one takes the round like a thief in the night. What else can they get away with? They've both showed their hands a little bit, so they must be thinking of a counter. That's some big juicy damage on that counter hit. Jump! The overhead breaks the rhythm and shakes things up. Fights out of the corner, back to the center of the stage. Gets out of the corner and creates some distance. Goes for the jump in. Uses their drive to maximize their damage. It's a good spot to use the super. Bushin beats assaults them from the air. What'll happen if Jackknife Maximum cuts clean through him? Tries to bait out a reaction to a fireball. Slides and goes for the legs. Uses the target combo with a filler. Closing moments of the match. One hit's gonna do it. Drops him hard. Oh my, the throw tech. Lots of distance here. Who's baiting who? Goes out of sight. Player two is in a very good spot now. Perfect tech. They've got a fireball at that range. This is the final round. Expect to see some fireworks. Tricky hidden variable. Sets up with the jump in. Dashes up. Flashes him with a jackknife. Risky up-close scrap still going. Ooh, you never know what can happen here. This is where smart meter management is going to come into play. Our fighters will need to tread carefully. The low! Amazing! The throws him! Will this super art do anything? Player one has a go out of sight! Pulls with the tricky hidden variable! Are they going to be able to come back? No! Critical art now? Too far for the throw to connect. Noticeable life lead. Is a comeback still possible? Takes it! This closes it out! Player one really had to fight for that one! No shortage of drama. It's not over yet. Best believe it's time for that run back. Perfect execution with the anti-air. They trade hits, and now that's some big juicy damage on that counter hit. Still very early in the round. How are they going to deal damage? What's the play here? Very nice anti-air there. They read their opponent like a book. Wow, shut down. Player one pushes the opponent into the corner. Keeping them in the corner will only produce more damage opportunities. The jump in is denied. Holds out with the block. So they break forward to pressure the opponent. Takes a trip. Left off the projectile to waste time. Both fighters are trying to decide their next move. Life lead is opening up, but that can still be overcome with smart drive use. Going in. And that's a KO. Timed that perfectly.
Round two.
Player one on the board first with the win. They'll want to keep the pressure on. How will they take advantage of everything that's happened up until now? Solid throw tech. That's what you get when both sides go in on the throw. Gotta be careful not to whiff at this range. Grabs him, takes a trip. Player two can build off this lead. There's been some back and forth, but no one has dominated the fight. Jumps. Oh, they're in the corner now. No running away. Chases them into the corner and will now look to do some damage. Full SA meters on deck for both sides. This could be over soon. Low heavy. Player one, this could lead to some big damage. Target full of reach and jump-ins at this range. Player curls him from above! This is gonna kill, no doubt about it! Closes it out! Player 1 gets the win in a convincing fashion!
Challenger!
How's this match gonna shake out? It's gonna be exciting to see.
Bushinryu on the scene!
Round 1. Fight!
All right, first round. What's going to happen? Blocks the jump in. Okay, we're in the early stages of the round. Plenty of time left. How's the match gonna play out? Player 1 pushes the opponent into the corner. Buys some time by driving them into the corner. And now they can create some big chances to do damage here. Deftly shuts out the jump in. No good up high. Player 2 will be in a world of hurt if their drive gauge runs out. How much damage can they deal before the opponent's drive gauge replenishes? This is a huge chance to make them feel it. I can't keep track of these corner switches. Big, low, reaching heavy. Heading into the end game now. It's getting tense. Tries to catch him out with the arc throw. Knockdown and... Player 2 chases them down. Still slugging it out at this range. Player 1 closes with the throw. Hitting him with the smart stuff. Player 2 takes the round like a thief in the night. What else can they get away with? Everything up until now, and everything from here on out, is so vital. Player 2 did a great job of reading their opponent up close that last round. Can they keep the momentum? Smart play with the throw. A quick breather. Player 2 has a slight life lead. There's been some back and forth, but no one has dominated the fight. Teleports. That's gonna rattle him. Dashes up. Oh, they're in the corner now. No running away. Just goes for it at this range. Oh, is this it? Or are they still in this? They're not dead. This fight's not okay. Oh! Well, listen. When you're locked in, you're locked in. That was a decisive win. Right back into the rematch. We ain't even close to done yet. It's the start of the round. How will they start their approach? Knockdown. On dangerous turf. Easy to get tagged at this range. Starts with a jump in. You can open up chances to do big damage by baiting something out, getting that opening, and then jumping in. Gets the jump in. They gotta escape from the corner before the pressure builds up. Nails the anti-air. KO! Player 2 sets the tone with that win. Let's see if they can keep it up. How will they take advantage of everything that's happened up until now? Got their eye on the air. Consistent anti-air is huge because shutting down the air game will let you dictate the pace of the match much easier. So they break forward to pressure the opponent. Cranes down a Yoga Comet to throw him off. Player experiencing burnout. Player 2 doesn't have a lot of drive gauge to play with. Not a good thing. We have one player in burnout state, which means they'll have to continue to fight temporarily without using any drive-reliant moves. Yoga teleport! Where is he going? Drive usage is back on the table. Going in? Big throw. Risky up throws him. Knockdown and... Player 2 is barely hanging in there, but can still mount a comeback using their drive. Life lead is there, but still anyone's game. Flatlines him. Here's the final round. The real fight starts now. Hits the drive. This is it. Who's gonna take it all? Backs away. Not about that BFF life right now. All in with the rock. Sets up with the jump in. Okay, here's overhead. Target combo into. Back into the back throw for damage and vital positioning. Plenty of health. Low heavy. Connects with the throw. Who will set the bait at this range? Player 1 with the rhythm owning that space. Sticks out a kick. Gotta do better than that. Great job in escaping that corner pressure and moving back to center stage. Arc step. Are you kidding me? I've seen a lot of fights in my day, but nothing even comes close to this one. It's not over yet. Just believe it's time for that rundown. Shakes things up, tricky hidden variable. Blocks it. Was looking for that jump attack. Okay, we're in the early stages of the round. Blocks the jump in. Who's gonna make a move? What are these fighters thinking now? The fighters take a step back to reassess. Time for a new game plan. Player 2 with the life lead. They've got a small life lead, but it's not over. Well, they managed to escape the corner, but they can't let their guard down. Gets out of the corner and creates some distance. Long low attack hits. Good job blocking the jump in. They're showing us just how patient they can be. Blocking a jump in attack means you're at a disadvantage, so they should be looking to anti-air instead. Oh, burnout on both sides? How will they get out of this jam? Both sides need to decide. How much damage can they deal before the opponent's drive gauge replenishes? Player 1 chases them down. Okay, creating some space here. Player 2 is gonna have to wait for that drive gauge. Can they stick it out? Who will capitalize on it? Finishes things off with authority with that big punish counter. Player 1 hits up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling. Who's going to start things off? Early round decisions are so important to set the tone. This fight is just underway. What kind of game plan do they have? Jump? A quick breather. So they break forward to pressure the opponent. Player 1 will need to play it conservative until their drive refreshes. Full SA meters on deck for both sides. This could be over soon. This is where smart meter management is going to come into play. Our fighters will need to tread carefully. Player 2 needs to use the threat of the corner here. They gotta be careful not to overextend or their opponent might go for a side switch. Changing up the beat with the hidden variable. Teleport! That's gonna rattle him. Slides and goes for the legs. Throws them. Both fighters have a full super meter on deck. Knockdown! Here comes the mix-up. Player 1 will look to apply pressure here. Full drive on deck. All in with the rush. Bringing the hot bag. Combo finishes it. This is the final round. Expect to see some fireworks. Yoga Fire to turn up the heat. The last round. It's now or never. Took him to the corner in a flash. Chases them into the corner and will now look to do some damage. Low, heavy, but no go. The low. Okay, here we knockdown. Here comes the mix-up. Smart stuff, poking at that range to zone the opponent. Connects with the throw. Player one is in a very good spot. Ooh, you never know what can happen. Wall flat into the guard frame. Super! Takes it all on the super! Not shy one bit about it. Player two, it crowns him from above. Super on to show him what a PhD in fighters can do for you. Uh-oh, this could really tip the scales. A real test of nerves here. Closes it out. Player one comes out on top of that fierce battle. Talk about a show. That match had it all.